Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you Firefox, not the actual browser, but I'm going to be taking you through some of my top add-on or extension recommendations. Basically, I'll be going through each one that I use, giving a brief review of it and just instruction on what it does and why I'd recommend it. As I say, there are some that I'll come across as you can already see, things look a little different here, but I'm going to take you through them one at a time. First, I'm going to bring up the add-on window. Here we go. And now, top one is 1Password. Now, that's not actually directly a Firefox add-on. 1Password is a separate software, as I say, that basically includes browser add-ons and extensions. I've gone over it a little bit before. I might do a separate video for it at some point. But if you're not a macOS 10 user, or you don't want to pay out for 1Password, an equivalent, which is pretty much a browser add-on extension, that I'd recommend is LastPass. Also fantastic. It's what I used until I started using 1Password when I got my Mac. Below that, AdBlock Plus. Now this, as far as I'm concerned, now a lot of people would be against this, and there's probably a lot of with tech reviewers and video people such as Chris Barillo or the likes that probably wouldn't recommend or highlight this because they rely on ads. As I say, they're somewhat professionals. I'm not a partner, I'm not a professional, I'm just an average consumer like you. So, as I say, I do recommend, if you're using Firefox, one of the first extensions or add-ons that everyone must install is AdBlock Plus. It really is the best ad blocking browser extension out there for any browser. I mean, no other browser extension on any other browser does it as well as AdBlock Plus. Basically, you install it, pick your little block list thing, ad block list thing. I forgot what they call them, and you're basically done. As I say, you can. You basically done it. It'll pretty much block everything, including ads in YouTube videos, and it's not beat up. It works perfectly well. Below that, destroy the web. Now this one I might actually demonstrate to you. This is one fun little extension. It's a little game basically for your browser. If you're running Firefox, you can play it. Basically, it turns your browser into a shooter. Well, let's bring up a page that's got a bit more in it, shall we? I don't want to bring up my Facebook, so let's go to let's try this one. There we go, ultimateguitar.com. Okay, now once you've installed it, this button up here, we'll click this. You might struggle to hear me a little bit, and you might have to turn down your speakers because there's music that comes with this extension and it can tend to be a bit loud. Anyway, let's click. Ready? See, it's giving us a countdown. 3, 2, 1. You get this little crosshair. Basically, you have to shoot at the page enemy to try and destroy the entire page. So, yeah, that's a Destroy the Web. Next add-on I highly recommend, Down the Mall. It's basically a built-in download manager for Firefox. Far better than the default. As I say, use there's basically it helps accelerate speeds. You can pause and resume downloads. It just gives you a little more functionality. There's some things at page elements you might be able to download which you wouldn't have been able to otherwise without Down the Mall. There's a lot more to it, but basically I mostly use it as a simple download manager and light accelerator. Underneath that, Down the Mall anti-container. Its description says it makes resources behind container pages easily downloadable. Now, I've just downloaded that basically to see if it makes much of a difference to me. I've not used it before, so I can't really give it much of a review. That isn't included in my top recommendations, but down the more is Element Hiding Helper for Adblock Plus. Now, this is a companion extension that goes with Adblock Plus. So, say if you if you have an ad that's actually still showing, as I say, then you'd click on here, the arrow just next to it, select element to hide, and then here you see you have the little frame selection thing, and you just click on the one you want to hide. So say I wanted to hide that, then you click add element hiding rule and it will hide it, and hide any images or whatever it is that are similar. Fission or however the hell it's pronounced. Basically, all that does is moves your progress bar from down here up to here. So if you load a page, you see it goes up here, very much like Safari. As I say, you don't have to do that, but if you have OS 10, I recommend it. As I say, it's kind of cool. Goes through. Basically, this helps to block them snoopers. It helps to cut out prying eyes, you know, little companies or whatnot that might be snooping or tracking your browser activity. This will usually alert you if there are, snoopers, and it will also give you the ability to block them. As I say, it's quite a useful and, security-related extension there. Now, I'm not going to mention this one first, I'm going to mention this one before it, Grease Monkey. Now, this allows you to install and run user scripts in Firefox. There's some browsers like Google Chrome that will manage use, and I believe Opera, that will manage user scripts without any additional extension or add-on or whatever. Firefox can't do that, it needs Grease Monkey. And then Grease Fire, basically, if you're browsing a page, it will usually highlight, have a little flame or whatever behind it, if there are user scripts available for that page that you're viewing. Okay, to carry on, Invisible Hand. This basically, if you're shopping for something, let's say I'm going to Google Xbox 360 console. Let's put buy before it, so it knows I want to buy it. Now, I'm having an issue here, but that's probably due to my user style. But if you see what it's basically trying to tell me, let's see if I can zoom in to give you a bit more. Now, unfortunately, my frame's getting in the way there of it, but, well, let's, for example, basically it will tell me, the retailers, it will tell me the cheapest available 360 console, and now if I go onto a site here, okay, unfortunately, it doesn't show me on that one. Oh, and look, it's already showing me, oh no, there we go. Play.com. Let's go to that and see if it'll bring me to the result. Yeah, there we go. And now it's showing up a little better, you see. This is the best price. The next price is $159.73 at thehook.com. And basically, if you click on there, it will show you all the retailers and stuff and the price value. At the moment, we can see that the cheapest Xbox 360, brand new, is £150, premium console, plus Call of Duty 4, Game of the Year edition, and that's 150 quid. Still a bit costly if you ask me, but not too bad, could be worse. And it is a bundle after all. So yeah, pretty much in a nutshell, that's Invisible Hand. Quite a useful extension, highly recommended. Linkification, basically all that does, it does exactly what the description says. Any links that are why any URLs on a page that are not actual links. As I say, it will actually convert them into URLs, so you can click them and go to the page. Very useful extension. No script. Sure, any of you that are Firefox users are very familiar with this extension. Basically, it blocks all JavaScript on any page and any kind of third-party, third-party source that are somewhat involved with the page you're viewing as well, until it blocks all JavaScript until you personally allow it, which is excellent security for your browser. And plus it can also help eliminate some annoying things and certain ads as well, if you're not using AdBlock. Omnibar, what this does is basically gives, as you can see, it gives me a little Google Chrome type thing, where the search box is integrated with a URL bar, so I can type my search in there, just put test search for example, and it will basically search Google for me, as you can see there. So what's next? Skip screen. If you use stuff like Mega Upload and Rapid Share and whatever, it will usually skip a lot of the waiting screens or like ad screens where you get skip this, ad, click here to skip this ad. It will eliminate all of them, and it works very well. Highly recommended if you use any of them sites at any time. Stylish. Well, you can see here what Stylish does. Basically, it allows you to install and use different user styles which change the appearance of a website. As you can see here, Google, here I have Perfect Google. I believe the user style is called installed for that. As I say, when you have Stylish installed on the latest Firefox, not the Firefox 4 beta, but the latest Firefox 3.6. Whatever it is, you'll get the user styles tab that will appear here. Click here, and you'll see all of your installed user styles. As you can see, Perfect Google complete rework. That's what I have here installed, and I have a few others as well. Okay, let's have a look. Any more? Web of Trust. Basically, another security-related thing. When you do Google searches, it will give you a little rating here, based on other users' important stuff as to the safety of the site and the trustworthiness of it or whatever. Green is good, obviously. Red is bad. There's a little more to it, but that's the ultimate basics. Now, this is a very big extension. I don't think I'm going to have time to go through it in its entirety. Basically, it turns Firefox into somewhat of a social browser. If you look here, you see this sidebar. This is basically my social element. If I click here, you see it'll pop out a little sidebar, relatively large sidebar, and give me all my social network updates. At the moment I have added for it Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. I can also add a little status update just by typing there and clicking, or if I close the sidebar I can share any page or page element by clicking on this share button. There's a lot more to it, but that's the basic gist of it. As I say, another highly recommended one if you don't use if you don't use a social browser, if you're using Firefox instead, or if you're not using a desktop like social client like TweetDeck or the likes. So that's basically it. Just a very quick overview and recommendation of add-ons and the add-ons that I'm using. I wish I could have gone more in depth with some of them, but unfortunately there's a time restriction. So I hope that has been informative for you if you choose to use Firefox. I still recommend the likes of Google Chrome, Chromium, and I still highly recommend Rockmail, especially when it comes out of beta. As I say, I'm just using Firefox for a short trial period at the moment, as I say. And then my extension recommendations if you do choose to use Firefox, whether it be on Windows or OS X or Linux for that matter as well. So this is J800R. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.